What's up, Collider fans? I'm here with the legendary, the GOAT, the greatest, Geoff Johns himself. How are you doing today, Jeff?
Good, how you doing?
I'm doing great. So, I just want to say right off the bat, I love the first couple episodes I got to see. I love Starfire. She was the breakout star for me. How was it bringing these characters to life? How did it feel? Because me personally, like growing up seeing Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, to see them live action just blew my mind.
Yeah, it blows my mind too. I mean, and especially Starfire, you mentioned her. I love that we kept her storyline under wraps, so no one really know what we're doing with her. And she's so good. Like when she wakes up and you start to realize she doesn't know who she is, and then you see the big payoff in the first episode. It's pretty awesome.
You guys,
It's pretty great.
Stop watching this interview and go watch that episode and come back, because Starfire kills it. But just in general, what can we expect to see with these characters' storylines as the show progresses from episode 2 and on?
Where in the pilot you see like it's really Dick Grayson dealing with his internal darkness that he's kind of built up over the years of working with Batman, and then he comes across this girl who has her own internal darkness, that's a literal internal darkness, and she's looking for help, and he's a lot reluctant to take on somebody young like Bruce did with him, because it didn't go so well in his mind. And now he's trying to figure out, how can I help this girl, and is it going to be me or is it going to be other people? And the course of the series, he learns that it's going to take more than just him to help Rachel.
We get a couple hints at Bruce Wayne throughout. Is there any possibility that we might see him pop up on the show as Batman or just Bruce Wayne in general?
There's always a possibility.
I like that answer. I love that answer. And I've asked a couple of other cast members. I guess it wouldn't really pertain to you about guest starring on another show, but if you could take one of the Titans and put them on like Doom Patrol or something like that, which of the original crew would you put on another show like Swamp Thing?
Well, Beast Boy, comes from Doom Patrol, and so when we meet Beast Boy, when we really meet him in episode 4, we get to meet the Doom Patrol too.
Oh, right.
So you see him already in that world, so it makes sense for him to guest star on that show. But I mean, I don't know. It'd be super fun, I think, to have. I'd rather take Daredevil and have him guest star in Titans, because that would be crazy.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
Daredevil. Let's get that MCU DC crossover. That would be amazing.
I would love to do that. I don't think the powers that be will ever let that happen, but I'd love to see it.
So, what was your favorite episode of the first season?
It's hard. I like everyone for different reasons, but probably my personal favorite. I don't know. It's tough. I do really like the episode. It's a Hawk and Dove episode I wrote that Akiva Goldsman directed, and it's all about just those two characters. And the reason I'm really proud of that episode is because the script was very personal to me, and the idea of the story is personal to Akiva too. Deals with grief and loss and codependency, and it takes two characters that I don't think people really know, like Hawk and Dove. Like, people probably just look at Hawk and Dove and glaze over.
Right.
But I love taking those characters that are more minor and more outside the box, that people don't really pay attention to, and dig really deep into who they are, and explore them and reintroduce them to people. And hopefully by the end of the episode, there'll be people who say, I love Hawk and Dove.
And when I finished episode 2, when we really got to see them for the first time, I was like, I could see why they wanted a spinoff for them, or a show for their own, because it's just like they work together, their chemistry together, everything works. And the fight choreography with them was just like superior. So when coming up with the fight choreography for them, was there something like specific you had in mind, something you wanted to mimic or replicate from, inspired from other shows or movies?
Yeah, I mean, the fight was going to be more brutal, more like real, but also hyper realized. With Hawk and Dove specifically, it was like Hawk is a bull in a china shop. No matter where he is, it's a china shop compared to Hawk, and Dove is more graceful. She's got a dancing background and martial arts, and she's kind of untouchable. It's almost like Hawk will take hits and keep fighting, and Dove, no one can touch her. And the way they work together, you can see, Dove come in there and they almost do a dance in a way. And we continue that on when we see them further, but there are specific, the fight choreography is amazing, but there are specific, styles that each one of the characters has when it comes to fighting.
If you could pick one of the characters to play as, or like if your favorite hero from the Titans, like to have power, to take their powers or anything like that, which one would you pick?
Oh, if I got to have the powers of one of the characters? God, it's hard to say. I mean, turning into a tiger is pretty cool, but I don't know. they're all interesting. I almost would want to be Robin, just to have that skill set, you know, just to be like a martial artist and a quadruple black belt.
Shooting fire or Raven's demonic powers?
Well, Raven demonic powers, I feel like I probably unleash those accidentally and screw things up. Maybe Starfire powers, those would be cool. But then you're burning stuff all the time, and
that's true.
You know, Beast Boy turning into a tiger, I think would be cool. But if someone comes across you, like they might, you know, freak out. There's a tiger in the room. I don't know. You know, who knows? They're all cool.
And specifically with Starfire, I know you've probably seen, like, why doesn't she have green bolts, or like from the animation or anything like that? Will she ever have shoot green powers or anything like that, or is it going to just always stay with the fire blast like that?
It might evolve into that, but really, she's just learning how her powers work because she's forgotten. She's a human solar battery, you know, and she absorbs the sunlight. Her eyes go green, and she turns into Starfire. You know, her skin glows orange and everything else. And we'll see her look evolve as we go. But so far, her powers, you know, are manifesting in kind of a more grounded way.
I think that was a perfect way to approach it. Thank you so much for talking with me, Geoff. I really enjoyed the show, and I can't wait for everybody else to see it.
Cool. Thanks.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.